There is another nice way of solving systems of equations, and you guys are probably too young to notice this reference, but if you notice, this little code that's raining down here is from the movie The Matrix. And matrices is actually how we are going to solve our systems of equations a little bit more efficiently, especially our systems with three variables. We'll get to that in a minute, but before we get to that, we should probably learn what a matrix is and different things about matrices. So this is section 3.6, chapter 3, section 6. Solving systems of equations with matrices. And again, we won't jump right into that yet. Okay, what is a matrix? I'm going to write a matrix down. Just an example of a matrix. So a matrix looks something like this, where we have the brackets on the two sides, and then we have a bunch of different numbers in here. Now this line, this vertical bar here, isn't always there in every matrix. We'll see this a lot of times when we're solving systems of equations, but there will be times that you might see a matrix that doesn't have this bar here. This bar represents our equal sign. So that's nice just because it helps distinguish that that there's an equal sign somewhere in here. And we'll learn again what that means in a little bit. Before that though, let's think for a second. In this matrix, how many rows are there? In rows, we're looking horizontally. So we have 3 rows. And how many columns? 1, 2, 3, 4. So this matrix, we have 3 rows and 4 columns. So we could say that matrix A is a 3 by 4 matrix. All right, so this is our way of just kind of clarifying the dimensions of our matrix. A matrix could be any size. Our matrix could only have 1 row. It could have 500 rows. It could have 500 rows and 800 columns. We could be talking about really, really big matrix. And we definitely don't have that here. But we could have really big matrices too. All right, so our first, I guess, kind of example, and a lot of our examples today are really just kind of general information about matrices and how our matrix is set up. But example 1. So what is element A, 1, 3 in matrix A above? Okay, so there's an A and then subscript 1, 3. And it looks like it's a 13, but think of this as 2 separate parts. When you're ever asked a question like this A indicates that we're talking about something in matrix A. And notice how it's matrix A is represented with a capital letter, and our A here is a lowercase. That's our clue that it's a part of our big matrix A. It's a little part of the big matrix. The 1 and the 3 show us the row and the column that we're talking about. So each number here is an element. The element A13 is whatever number is in the first row and the third column. So first row is here. Our third column, we go over to the third column, is 17. All right, So this is, again, just kind of a little setup, dimensions of a matrix and what on earth a matrix is.